Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Nubi. This is my team member. First, my name is Sarah Shazwina binti Abdul Razak, Nur Shazwani binti Abdul Rasid, Nur Afifah binti Samiran, Farah Nur Saidatul Jannah Maulad Syamsuddin, Nur Aida Afina binti Muhammad Zaki, and last Nur Anis Amirah binti Khairuddin. The topic that we choose is Arahno Express, Islamic Pawnbroking Scheme for All. Arahno Express, first established in 2010 by opening the first branch at Ampang Point. The Habib Group 1958, which has a more than 60 years of experience in the jewelry industry, plus has a 8 branch throughout Malaysia. Okay, dah. The principle for the Arahno Express. First is justice. Arahno transaction should be based on the principle of justice where the Rahno and Gahrim respect each other and benefit each other fairly. Both parties must agree to the terms and condition of the transaction. Next, honesty and integrity. Customers who engage in a Rahno transaction are required to act honestly and morally. A guarantee must be provided the mortgagor in the amount of the promised value. And the mortgagor is also responsible for the guarantee safety and integrity. Third, clear terms and conditions. To ensure the Arahno transaction are fair, both parties must be in agreement on the terms and and circumstance. By doing this, further arguments and conflicts will be avoided. So last, cooperation and mutual benefit. In Arahno transition, the idea of cooperation and mutual benefit should be cornerstone to fulfill the intended aim of the transaction. The pawnbroker and the pawnees must cooperate, paying attention to the advantage of the both sides.
Next, for the characteristic of Aramu will be discussed further in the next slide. For the characteristic of Arahni, firstly, no interest or riba involved. Arahnu is an Islamic pawnbroking system that allows individuals to obtain quick loans by pledging their gold jewelry as collateral. One of the key characteristics in Islamic finance is the prohibitions of riba. Riba refers to the charging or reserving of any predetermined or excessive interest in financial transactions. In the context of Arahnu, the transaction is structured in a ways that avoid the involvement of riba. When a person wants to obtain a loan from Arahnu, they bring their gold jewelry and provide it as a collateral. The value of the jewelry is assessed and a loan amount is offered based on percentage of that value. Then the borrowers pay no fee pay a fee known as ujrah to the Ahranu institutions for the service provided, such as storage and safekeeping of the jewelry. This fee is not considered interest but rather a payment for service rendered. If the borrower is unable to repay the loan within the agreed-upon period, the RNU has the right to sell the pledged jewelry to recover the loan amounts. Any excess amount obtained from the sale is returned to the borrowers. And next is a reasonable payback period. The durations of the payback period is typically agreed upon at the times of entering in the Ahrami contract. It's important to note that the payback period should be reasonable and mutually acceptable to both parties involved. In determining a reasonable payback period, several factors are considered. These factors may include the loan amounts, the value of the pledged gold jewelry, the borrower financial capacity, and the purpose of the loans. The payment period should allow the borrower sufficient time to repay the loans without undue financial burdens or hardships. The purpose of a reasonable payment period is to provide flexibility to the borrowers while ensuring the Iranian institutions' rights are protected. It allows the borrowers a realistic timeframes to generate the necessary funds to repay the loans and reclaim their pledged jewelry. Overall, a reasonable payback period in Ahrani is one that considers the borrower's financial capacities and allow them a reasonable amount of time to repay the loans without incurring excessive financial burden.
Next is the pounds good will be in the same condition as before, where the parties pawnshop will guarantee the preservation and be responsible for the jewelry given by the pawner. With this, the pawn does not have to worry about the maintenance and care of their jewelry as long as it is on the side of the pawner. And the last one is the Arahno combine two main Sharia concepts, namely as Arahno and Al-Wadaniyah Yadamana. Arahno refer to the mechanism where a valuable item is used as collateral tied to a secure debt that can be paid with it if the debt cannot be settled. Wadaniyah yet damana refer to the safekeeping of the valuables. Every deposit will be charged a deposit fee.
Next, I will explain about the strategy. The strategy used by Arahnu in their business in terms of service. Every year, employees have to go technical training, product knowledge, business and management, as well as mental health course. Employees have to attend at course at the company. With the course they attain, they can improve their personality at work, new skill, and working mindset. Employees work with commitment, but when it's done, they can do what they are interested. This is not stressful because employees have healthy mentality and performance will be increased. Next, their main strategy in terms of operation. Unlike bank, they have holiday. This company operate every day without close in office hour. On a Friday, male staff will be on holiday and only female employee will be working. This is because male workers will be have a pray on a Friday. Their break are set on 1 hour, but workers have to take a break on a rotating basis. This is show their company is different from other bank and pawn shop companies. They are fully commitment with their customer. Last, unlike other pawn shop company, their company environment to welcome their customer is very exclusive and comfortable. As in the picture, they have a free drink and refreshment while waiting for their business to be settled. This makes them feel comfortable and appreciated. Their place business is also very privacy and close. The strategy used is the key to the company gaining trust from others. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Kina is the other Islamic teaching in this organization is the zakat. Zakat is known as the third pillar of Islam, that the worshipping of the wealth, and every Muslim is required to pay the zakat annually. The amount of the payment is same regardless of their age, gender, or wealth. There are two types of zakat in Malaysia, which is zakat fitrah and zakat harta. For zakat fitrah, Muslims are required to pay their zakat before the 8th prayer during the holy month of Ramadan. And the rate zakat fitrah is equal to the value of bag of rice, which is 2.7 kilogram. And the payment is differ between each state according to their localized costs. Next is zakat harta, property arm. There are several types of zakat harta, which is earning, business, saving, gold and silver, employee provident fund or EPF, farming and livestock. Income zakat or earning zakat is the most popular type of zakat. Muslims who have worked for more than a year or earn more money than the minimum required must pay zakat on their income. The bare minimum or nisab corresponds to 85 grams of gold and changes from time to time depending on the state. Every Muslim who fulfills the nisab requirement is required to contribute 2.5% of their income as zakat. All forms of earning, salary, payment, and items derived from employment would be included in this income. It is the benefit of zakat. First, it serves the interests of society underprivileged citizens. Next, it boosts a nation's economy. Then, it creates a society based on humanitarian principles. Fourth, minimize the financial burden for the underprivileged. And then, lessen the social disparity among various societal groups. Then, it serves the recipient requirement and relieve the financial and mental health issue. And then it fosters social and economic security in the community, and lastly it strengthens ties among all its members. Next is the categories that can receive zakat. First is poor, which is the people do not have sufficient wealth or income to fill their needs such as food and clothes. And then the needy, the person who do not afford their essential needs although they may have a source of income. And third is the people who work to collect or manage the zakat money. And fourth, reconciliation of heart, which is this is the person who might receive zakat to convert them to Islam. And then the slave, there are three types of slave. First is the Muslim indentured servant who have agreement with their employer that they will be released after the payment fee. And then the person who may be purchased with the zakat payment and released. And then the Muslim prisoner. And next is the indebted person, which is the person cannot pay the debt. And then jihad, or person who used to it for the sake of Allah. And lastly the wayfarer, which is the traveller who are cut off from everything.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Aija Afina binti Muhammad Zaki, TE 20035. So now I will explain about tawarruk. The definition of tawarruk is a financing arrangement where customer will be receiving cash at the end of it for his needs through a series of sale transactions. Tawarruk is one of the distinguished Sharia transactions that is predominant in Islamic finance nowadays. Concept of tawarruk. So tawarruk is a transaction where one party buys some goods on credit at a markup price and sell the same at a lesser value for the purpose of getting cash. So the purpose of this transaction is not the possession of the goods but the obtainment of liquidity. Next, I will explain the basic tawarruk process. So, firstly, the financial sell good to customer, or we known as mutawarik. Then mutawarik receive goods on credit and sell to third party. Then the third party pay cash to mutawarik. They have three types of tawarruk, which is firstly is classical tawarruk, or known as al-tawarruk at-faldi, is the traditional method of tawarruk whereby the financier sells the goods to the mutawarik, who then dispose of the goods in the open market. Secondly is organized tawarruk, or known as al-tawarruk al-munazam, is the term bestowed on the type of tawarruk practiced by Islamic banks today, for instance, where the financier manage the tawarruk process. One example is when the financier sells the good to the mutawarik, financier or its nominee is then appointed the mutawarik's agent to on-sell the goods on his behalf on the open market. Thirdly is reverse tawarruk. Reverse tawarruk is similar to organized tawarruk, but where the bank is the mutawarik or customer seeking the liquidity. So, a clear distinction between at-tawarruk al-fardi and at-tawarruk al-munazam is that in an organized tawarruk, the seller acts as the intermediary throughout the entire process. While in the case of an individual tawarruk, the seller has no role whatsoever in the resale of the asset. Similarly, in an organized tawarruk, the mutawarrik receives cash from the original seller, the creditor from the first sale. In an individual tawarruk, as the mutawarrik manages the second sale himself, they will collect cash from the third party to whom the commodity was sold. Next, I will explain the benefit of tawarruk. So, tawarruk transaction in Malaysia offers several benefits for individual and business seeking Islamic financing solutions. So, firstly is compliant with Islamic principle. Tawarruk is structured to comply with the principle of Sharia law, which prohibit the charging or payment of interest, or we known as riba. So, by using tawarruk, individual and business can access financing options that are in line with their religious belief. Secondly is access to liquidity. Tawarruk provides a means of obtaining liquidity without resorting to conventional interest-based loan. It allows individual and business to access cash by utilizing the purchase and sale of commodities, thereby fulfilling their short-term financial needs. And thirdly is wide range of applicable assets. Tawarruk transactions in Malaysia are not limited to specific type of commodities. They can involve various permissible assets such as metals, agricultural products, and other tradable goods. This flexibility allows individuals and business to engage in tawarruk using assets that are readily available in the market. And the last one is diverse application area. So, tawarruk can be applied in various areas such as personal financing, home financing, working capital financing for business, and trade financing. This versatility makes it a widely used instrument in Malaysia Islamic finance industry, catering to different financial needs. That's all from my presentation.